What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Long anticipated video. We had so many people in the YouTube comment section. You guys want to know what are the best Pokemon items to invest in under $50,000. We have some big players here apparently in my YouTube comment section. You guys want to see what the plays are for the high spenders. Before we jump right in, make sure you guys are subscribing, trying to hit 4,000 subscribers. As always, like the video. If you guys want to buy anything off my eBay store, we have an awesome link here. By clicking on that and purchasing from anyone on the eBay marketplace, you are helping support the channel. And then as always, don't forget to use code YouTube5 on my website, PokeKingShop.com. So let's start off with what I think is going to be the most obvious play. We saw meteoric rise. I was building positions even when we saw a boom on the booster bundle displays at $600. Now, for those who don't know, the configuration of a booster bundle display like this is you get 10 booster bundles with 6 packs each. So it is 60 booster packs, close to 2 booster boxes worth. But I mean, this is the best of breed product for a specialty set, even better than a elite trainer box, primarily because of how many packs you get. But needless to say, I was buying these at $600. They are now over $2,000. You have a case premium, which will come at an extra $500 to $1,000 if you get a master case that is going to be 6 151 booster bundle displays. And right now you can see that they are anywhere from 12 to 13,000. You're seeing a market price on TCG Player of right around 11,000. But this is just one of those products where I would definitely be only sourcing from a legitimate seller, because there are actually a lot of fakes, resealed, circulated copies. 151 is just one of those sets where you have to be very careful where you're buying it from, because Scarlet Violet, believe it or not, actually does have a lot of fakes. I even was buying Stellar Crown booster boxes that ended up being fake. These are copies. I don't know where they're manufacturing them, whether it's in India or China or wherever, but these are like the AliExpress type of boxes. So be very careful, but as long as you're buying from a high feedback, trusted source in the Pokemon community, you shouldn't have any problem. But, I do expect these to continue running. I wouldn't be surprised to see these bundles at 3,000 or 4,000. So master case, we're talking 25,000 in value. With the current budget, you're able to get 4. You're able to get 4 if you have $50,000 to play with, and at 25,000 a piece, if you have 4 master cases, that's going to be 100 grand. And I expect the prices to rise in a relatively short time frame. I think we could be seeing those prices in 18 to 24 months. 151 is just one of those sets that once it's out, once the supply goes down, if the demand stays constant, the prices are just going to have a meteoric rise. Now, this is my sleeper pick for this video, and I've had a lot of people kind of give varying opinions about Surging Sparks. Now, Surging Sparks is a really good set. I don't know what the hate is. It very much reminds me of Fusion Strike, where nobody cared about it. People are saying that this is, stagnant money. You're putting money into Surging Sparks and it hasn't done anything. And there's so many better investments, higher ROI opportunities via slabs. But what you got to realize is for people who have $50,000 to invest in, a lot of times these wealthy individuals, they are ready to do slow and steady. They just want to compound their wealth slowly. They're not looking for quick gains because they already have capital, right? A lot of new people who are starting out, if you have capital problems, you're just getting started out, you are looking for what is the highest return on investment in the shortest time frame. But once you're a little bit more established, you don't really care if you're making 15% on one investment, 20%. Like, it's negligent. Now let's take a look at the market price history. I mean, people are saying that Surging Sparks isn't moving. I don't know what they're saying, because in the past 6 months we have a 32% rise, which is insane. Past year up 48%. You were able to get these cases for $1,400. And I do remember in this period, it was kind of like, right around 200, 210, 220 a box. Obviously a little bit more for the cases, but in the past month, nothing really going on. But past 3 months, you could see that we had this $1,700 price point, and now they are over $2,000. Now, you might be able to find them cheaper, but I could easily see Surging Sparks booster box cases pushing $2,500 a case, which will put them over $400 a box. It is going to take time. I think the only downside to Surging Sparks is the people who have the loose boxes. What people are effectively going to do is they're going to look at a loose box being like 300 or 320 and just multiply that by 6 without realizing that the booster box cases are much more scarce. And even though we had a reprint, because we did, Surging Sparks actually collapsed in price. We had ETBs that got reprinted. We had another wave of booster boxes. It's still not enough. For those who are new to the hobby, if you don't know, and you kind of entered in during the bull market, this was the set that got the bull market started. After Surging Sparks is when everything got wiped off of distributors. You couldn't buy anything, and where prices really started to go up. But needless to say, I still think this is a historic set because this is what Vivid Voltage was supposed to be way back in the Sword and Shield era. This is your go-to Pikachu set, followed up by a ton of other awesome Pokemon like the Alolan Executor, the Latios and Latias, the Milotic. I mean, there's just so many awesome illustration rares in this set as well. I very much like it. Definitely an A-rated set. Strong buy. Another obvious play, if you're not in a position to buy 151 booster mono displays because they're, 2,000, 12,000 if you're buying the master case, take a look at buying the 151 elite trainer boxes. I know a lot of people are scared because the prices of these have gone up quite a lot. Past year, you were able to get ETBs right around 300. You're now paying $500 to $600 per ETB. 151 is one of those sets where sub 1,000 in ETB is still going to be a really strong buy. When I look at the design, it gives me birthday cake vibes, and I don't know, for whatever reason, it just works. It is a unique product line. I think 151 is going to be one of the most historic sets because this is like the set that just everybody enjoyed ripping. It was so fun to open. You get all of the iconic OG Pokemon, the product design, the packaging, just everything about this set is a home run, and you can't really say that about a lot of other sets. Again, with a $50,000 budget, this is going to be a super, super good play. Next up, Paldean Fates. You guys know I had to make an honorable mention. Paldean Fates, another home run set, and the reason for it was the supply is super, super low. Now, you have concentrated demand on Pokemon like the Bubble Mew. You have high levels of demand, extremely low supply. Both of those are the perfect catalyst to cause the prices to go up. Now, I remember I bought a case for fun. I think it was $1,700 that I paid for an ETB case. It was right around 170. I was like, okay, these are definitely going to be over 200, 250 in ETB. Let me wait a few months. And I mean, you're looking at the prices now, even going off of a market price on TCG of 3,500, seller at 5,000. I don't know what the actual market value is, but one thing I could tell you is that the prices are going up on this product line. It doesn't sell all too often, but this is going to be one of those sets long term, especially for people who do have the money, that if you have Paldean Fates, you are really going to benefit from the fact that a lot of other people do not have it. Quick honorable mention here. If you guys do want to support the channel, again, check out our eBay store. If you go under all single cards, Japanese cards, English cards, we have started uploading hundreds and hundreds of awesome cards. Click the link down in the description below. I'm also going to have a pinned comment. You don't have to buy from my store. Check out my store if you don't like any of the cards or anything that we have. Feel free to buy from anyone, but just by clicking on that link, it does help support the channel. We also have graded cards, sealed product, and a ton of other awesome items, so be sure to take a look at that. Moving on, another avenue that you could go with a $50,000 budget is look outside of modern and diversify in vintage. And my own observation here is vintage is just getting so impossible to find that a lot of these prices and a lot of these products, particularly I noticed this during the EX era, is people are just kind of naming out whatever price they want. And it's like, look, if you want it, you have to buy it. And I saw that with EX era boxes. One that comes to mind is Holland Phantoms. I remember I was approached to buy a box for like 20, 25,000, which at the time was crazy. Now on Instagram, I see people, posting that they sell the box for 120,000, 150,000, 180,000. And it almost feels like with how scarce these products are, you can kind of just name whatever price you want. And EX era is already as difficult to find. But one thing I wanted to focus on is the black and white era, because this is going to be your next best bet. I would say black and white, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like that kind of mid-era, Gen 4, Gen 5 is where you can make some really good plays. You have Next Destinies, I think, is an excellent example because there's an awesome Mewtwo full art in here, which I think is just going to go super well with the 30th anniversary and the release of the Mewtwo. You have boxes here, 17,000, 18,000 in auction. You could pick two of these up. Diversify within black and white. You don't only have to buy Next Destinies. You could pick up Plasma Freeze, Plasma Blast, even Boundaries Crossed. A lot of these black and white boxes still sub 20K. Give it time. They're going to be 50,000 plus a box because, again, nobody has them. They're just so hard to find. They're historic if you want to complete booster boxes. Millionaires, they don't care about paying an extra $5,000 here or here. As time goes on, the people who have these products are the ones that win. Moving on, another excellent example is going to be Heart Gold Soul Silver Triumphant. Reason being, you have fantastic prime cards. You have Gengar, you have Mew. Both of those have seen record high prices in PSA 10, and I've even seen just the amount of interest for PSA 9s and lower grades because they're so hard to find. The only way that new 10s are hitting the market are through box breaks. Now, I think this price is a little high. I don't think these boxes are worth 60 grand. I think right now, probably a realistic price on a Heart Gold Soul Silver box is maybe like 30 to 40,000, somewhere in that range. You know, I do expect them to be at least double of what Black and White is going for, but then again, I could be mistaken. But you know, it's difficult to price these types of products out because nobody really has them. We have packs here for 500. We got some kind of theme deck, but you know, if you are a big spender, 50,000 under, you will definitely be able to find one of these boxes. Next up, I highly recommend taking a look outside of just booster boxes. Tins are an excellent example. I have two examples here. We have the 2010 Heart Gold Soul Silver Prime tins, which I actually have an article here from PokeBeach. This one is the one that features the Meganium for Alligator Anti-Flosion. You know, this is a fantastic product because you are getting the tin that already comes with Prime cards. These are notoriously known to just be in terrible condition because there's actually a plastic piece that pinches on the card. So hitting these in PSA 10 is quite difficult. But again, if you're buying a complete set of 9, you do have technically 3 copies you could send out. Hopefully one of them lands a 10. But needless to say, you also get guaranteed authentic unweighed vintage packs. And I think there's a huge benefit to that. Now, the other example I do have is the Legendary Dogs. The Legendary Dogs are another really good example because here you actually get the shiny foil, which is kind of similar to the Call Legend shinies, but then you also get a cracked ice variant, and again, the spread of vintage packs. I do believe between these two, you get some Diamond and Pearl era packs, but again, whether you're a rip and ship live streamer, high-end collector, you want a throwback, you know, these are the types of products that are going to be an excellent buy for long-term investing. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think that's all I got for this video. You know, a lot of you guys wanted to see like top plays under 50,000. I think if you do have 50,000 to play with, you should be smart about it. Don't just go all in on modern. Don't go all in on vintage. Kind of diversify within Pokemon. That would be a more appropriate angle to go off of because then you're kind of covering multiple bases. You know, you're building positions in modern products that are relatively new, like Surging Sparks, 2024 release, giving it room to run. You could go slightly older, 2023 with 151, get a specialty set backed by popular demand of the Bubble Mew through Paladin Fates, or even exploring vintage booster boxes. Another great diversification play to grow the portfolio, whether that's Black and White, Heart Gold Soul Silver, or even going for something that just comes with a lot of unweighed packs. These are the types of products that are going to have a ton of value. Again, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like, let me know what you guys think. A lot of useful links in the description down below if you guys ever want to get Pitch Black or any of the new sets, new products coming out. We will always have it for sale on our website, PokeKingShop.com. That is all I have for today, and with that, we will catch you on the next one.